They said he think he knows it all. What do you think? Think my nose is big? Does my nose look big to you? Look at it real close. They be like, he think he knows everything. Oh my God, his sister knows it all. I'm like, come on now, that doesn't even make any sense. They're like, you always got your nose in other people's business, huh? You got your nose where it doesn't belong. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, okay, y'all, yeah, pass me that plate of Coke. I'll show you.
Out of the 7, who have you seen criticize each other? Out of Melvin and Loretta 7.
Y'all don't do.
Because what am I going to criticize?
Christina wasn't the only problem in the family. Now, y'all keep using Christina as a crutch and Jessica as a crutch.
No, I'm just saying I would fuss and greasy about Christina. You won't come around. That's why
I was coming around for years. You forgot?
Yeah, I know that. But
so why did I stop?
Why did you stop?
Because of the issues. I know that, but why would I give family a pass?
For the pass, well, what are you saying? If you're the one with the alt against your family, then it's up to you to come to us because we're like.
Now imagine you saying something and nothing changed. What would you do?
Okay, if
you're saying it over and over and over.
Well, what are you talking about, babe? It's like
I don't like anybody on earth that is an unpleasant person and knows they're unpleasant and continues to be unpleasant and think that they're above reproach. Nobody. If I'm a good person, why would I take up for bad people? Then I'm not a good person. When you address it and you're met with no one's perfect, you act like it's a big deal. All I did was, okay. Then you let them have it. Then you come back around and there's that same issue pops up again because it wasn't resolved. You say something again. Hey, and they give you rebuttals back again instead of addressing it, acknowledging it, fixing it, whatever. So you say, you know what? I'm not going to even bother with it. I'm just going to let it be. So now another event comes around and you say, no, I'm not coming. Why you ain't coming? All we doing is for this and that and this, that. No, thank you. I'm good. We got something to do. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Well, y'all acting funny. Really? Really?
No, well, you should think sometimes you got to think more than you, because first of all,
I'm thinking about everyone. I'm not a selfish person.
So what does that have to do with you? You can't deny that you have sisters, so you just gonna throw them to the side, but you want to know the outside children.
As your mama watched me struggle with getting information to my mom, talking to my mom, she watched me have issues with my family and stuff like that. She watched me. I confided in her and everything, and
built the real bond.
Like literally, because she was like, well, baby, it's okay. You know, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. You know, perfectly fine. Because we started to build more of a bond. But it's almost like I gave her the blueprint just for her to smack me in the face with a pie. Because you've seen exactly what I'm able to do. And everybody literally calls me the human lie detector.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to shout out to my mom because at least now, she and I have a relationship to where we can talk, we can understand each other and things like that. Yes, I went on the spiel, got a whole album and everything about it and everything. But my mom decided she was going to give me an apology about certain things. We had a long drawn out conversation. It was very uncomfortable, very uncomfortable. And guess who we told about this uncomfortable conversation that we had?
My mom.
She sat there with her mouth wide open and eyes wide open, listening and taking everything in. Because I became very bitter. And once you helped me realize that I was being very bitter about a lot of things that happened in my life, people can change, people can do this, things like that. That's when I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to give this a chance.
Right.
Shout out to my mom because she makes sure our kids are straight. She makes sure we straight.
Right.
You know, regardless. She's always been like that.
Right.
Even when we had issues, she always made sure we were straight, regardless. How can you say our relationship is just like the relationship you had when we come to find out it's nowhere near like it?
Mm-mm.
We are as one. And when I find out that y'all weren't as one, like you say y'all were, it's like we tried to, not we, he tried to emulate our relationship based off of what she said. And it was a myth. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I no longer want no part of your family because, yo, I don't know. The whole everybody is hiding who they really are. I shouldn't find out people are molested at a later date. My son shouldn't even have any story about anybody touching him on your family side.
Right.
And when I bring a situation to somebody's attention, they shoot me off as if, no, that's not what they were doing. That's not what kids were doing. If I seen something, I'm going to say what happened. I'm going to say what I saw.
So once again, now y'all know for future generations exactly why King Richard, a.k.a. whatever you want to call me, and J Queen the Goddess, a.k.a. whatever y'all have labeled her. Now y'all know exactly why we're considered villains, because we address problems head on, because we are one person. We don't have 5 different personalities. We don't hide behind religion. We don't hide behind anything. We go direct to the source and try to address the problem with respect, calm,
so
honesty.
We can move forward
right.
and be better. We
because
all can be better together.
We want the next generation to be better, and the current generation, and the previous generation. If that's a problem, then I guess we're a problem. And I'm fine with that, because history will be on my side.
And as soon as we address those problems, we're the problem.
Right.
That's fine. We the problem. We just gonna move out your way.
You saying he the devil and I can't believe him.
Richard, here's what I know. You got more trust in him than you got any of us. You have more trust in him.
I'm gonna tell you what.
This one was sleeping women in the church while I went to church.
Mama. So wrong is wrong. It don't matter who do it. Y'all are the ones that's Christians, right? I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in it. I'm not a Muslim. I don't none of that, right? I shouldn't be a better representation of what a wholesome person is than y'all. Technically, the choices and decisions we make, they do tell a lot about our personality, right?
Yeah, and guess what? People change.
That's what I'm saying. And guess what? And how many people you think in this family didn't change? Or from all right to really good?
To really good? I don't think that was I'm supposed to be expecting.
You don't really have expectations of the adults around you to be high quality people.
Well, in my book, they are.
Mama, we know you hate Bo. It's okay. It's cool. It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. It matters to me. Because I know I don't hate him. But it hurts you to think that you would believe him.
Well, I mean, he was in my life from 7 to 41. I mean,
I've been in yours.
So what you saying is I'm supposed to believe y'all, but not somebody that's no longer in the family.
I said your mother.
Okay, well, you say I'm supposed to believe you over a guy who also was a part of raising me.
Things you don't know, son.
Tanya even just said just a little while ago when I talked to her, sound like Bear still acting like Tasha. Now, how would she act like Tasha?
That's in the DNA.
Okay, and that's bad DNA.
How can you? So you're gonna think keep your kids away from every single family member because you think they need to have some secrets that they need to tell us?
Hold on, Mama. You have to ask yourself that same question, same way you kept your kids away from certain people too.
Yeah, you kept us away from the Hardys.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
Yes, you did.
First of all, the only place my children wanted to go was Granny and Papa's house and Aunt Lori's.
Right.
Chuck wanted you around. That's why he always says he wished he had you would have been around. I said he didn't want to, and when you were the boy, you were the baby, and then my child said, I don't want to go over there. We went over there, but I didn't try to keep you guys from them. Y'all didn't want to go. Because my son said, I don't want to go.
And you listened?
Richard, I don't know why you think I didn't spoil you.
I'm saying though,
I don't know why you think I did not.
I didn't say, Mama. You talking about something totally different.
I wasn't wanted around.
That's because of what
I
they
know.
assumed.
Well, so what you mean? Why I didn't? When they asked for y'all, y'all went. I wasn't trying to stay away. Y'all think I killed him, and I'm thinking, how did y'all think that?
Because he was at your house at a weird time in the morning.
Well, he was my husband, and he would come over there.
It doesn't matter.
But that's because, there you go, don't know the facts. You can't judge if you don't know the facts.
Well, the only person that know the facts at that time was you, and you just said I didn't really.
He can't
talk to them like that.
Okay, then I should have told them, not because I didn't want to.
Pawpaw was an upstanding man. His brothers, not so much. I'm just finding that out in the last few years. His sisters went through with the terrible husbands they had. Our parents, I made some wrong decisions. I understand wanting to break generational curses because that's what I'm trying to do. That's why I was going to therapy. But every intention I always had was my kids and our kids growing up like we grew up.
Right.
Having fun, being with ourselves. Our house was the house everybody wanted to go to. Everybody wanted to be at. We wanted to go to other people's house. Not because our household was so terrible, but I like going over to Smith and house. I like going over to Philip and house. I like going to be able to spend night. We didn't spend night over a lot of our friends' house because Mama was aware that everybody's not cool.
Right.
See, you see a bigger picture. You have a reason to pursue the truth about it, and you brought some light. I never realized.
I don't mean to cut you off. You got family here too. I've been getting touched on the head and on the shoulder, so you got protection around here too. It feels very, very peaceful in here.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
The touching that I'm getting is more love. This is what I'm here for. They never got closure from his dad. I mean, a lot of people. His energy has always been with him. Once me and him became like this,
it's one basically.
His dad's energy came out. I'm actually now comfortable with saying, hey, I met my father-in-law. He's a great guy.
Right.
This is not the guy that I was told. Like, this is one thing that gets me. He will admit domestic violence with his mom. He won't admit beating her. Like, she always, he's abusive. He abused me. That's all she said. But my dad used to fight with guys who were abusive. Mm-hmm. My dad would never sit himself with an abusive man.
Right.
Someone who just just attacks.
Right.
But that's not the energy that I'm getting from him. It's so protective. Everywhere I go, I feel protected. Even he's gotten comfortable. At first, it was kind of weird for him.
Oh, very weird.
But it's comfortable now because now he even feels like he feels even closer to his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I got to meet my father-in-law, but it's weird to say that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, she was born in 1990. There was no legal proceedings going on as far as starting divorce?
No, because we didn't want no divorce.
If you take yourself out of the situation, you would say, this sounds like the worst guy I've ever heard in my damn life. Wouldn't you say this if this was a cousin, a niece, or girl, you need to get away from him?
Yeah.
What I'm saying to you is, I'm talking to the 66-year-old you, not the 20-something-year-old you that was caught up in all of this. The 66-year-old you should know that what you're describing is not love. Tanya said, if Dad would live, Mama wouldn't. He had a million opportunities just based on what you're saying about the violence.
I'm telling you, everybody kind of got back to their own lives, and I'm there alone. Uh-huh. I started thinking about things.
Like what?
It could have been me. Why me, Lord? It could have been me. But God...
Just based on the pattern of what was going on, I can see that. Based on pattern, yes. Yeah. Eventually, I can see that. It wasn't like if he wanted you dead, he couldn't have killed you.
Right, but
he could have. Obviously, he didn't want you dead. Now, he may have wanted you.
No, but I said that. But she thinks that because of what she saw.
Right, the escalation.
Yes.
Over time.
And then you know what happens.
Right, boom. Eventually, that one time comes.
Because like I told my husband would not kill himself and left me here.
But why do you keep saying you?
What?
And not everybody else?
Well, I say that, but me and the kids.
No, I mean everybody that he loved, his family. I know he had a great relationship with his mother.
Because they didn't get what I got.
So what you're saying is you got to see him up close and personal in a way that they didn't know.
I wasn't thinking about them because he did that in front of me. She's seen the most. She remembers the most.
Right, obviously.
Because Tasha, I don't know where Tasha was. She don't remember nothing.
On the ceiling fan.
Yeah, she was.
Or maybe it's one of those things that she blocked those memories out because they were too painful. Who knows?
She could have, but
because that happens with a lot of children.
I think I don't know what was in your father's.
Apparently, you said like he was fighting demons because
back in the day, because he's
right having those conversations.
But
and I know being back then didn't talk about a lot of personal stuff back then.
But he trusted Mel.
He sent me back. I've never seen his mama the way I seen her then. Really? Mean, nasty, arrogant.
I have seen what she's speaking about my mama. Most people haven't. Depends on what age you meet people.
Right, too. Right. She used to talk about how jealous she was and stuff when I was born.
You mean jealous of you?
Getting the attention from Dad.
What? Nene said that when we first started the investigation, she was like, I believe your mama was even jealous of, who you say, Tasha and Tanya?
Mm-hmm.
They really standing on business. They really saying they accountable, everybody did. People say, oh, I love y'all, I love the fact that y'all talking about this and y'all live it. Until we actually, they see it, and then they like, oh, y'all like that for real? Yeah. Y'all like, I thought y'all was just like that on Facebook. They can't figure out how, especially white people, they cannot figure out how we're such good people without being religious. It blows their mind. Like, I don't understand. And I'm like, this is what y'all don't understand. Y'all have been programmed just like we have. You gotta get out of that programming. I teach the young ones why they should respect the elderly, right? Right. And what's important, but I also try to teach the elderly ones. And they give me the same amount of pushback that the younger ones do. So they let me know neither one of them, they both stubborn and they're not growing. If we would have listened to people about our relationship, it would have failed a long time ago. Because everybody was telling us do this, do that, do that. When we listen to each other and say, hey, this is the problem here and this is the problem, we worked that thing out and here we are today. So my thing is, we didn't go to counseling, we didn't pray about it, we didn't meditate about it, we just did the work ourselves. We wanted to see forever, and the only way we could stay together is we had to work on self. Tell them what happened when you was talking to Uncle Mel. You freaked Uncle Mel out, honestly, I think.
He said something about his daddy. Mm-hmm. A jolt of, like, I would say like a lightning bolt. Felt like a lightning bolt just went into my chest. I lost all breath. And all I could see was his dad. But it was more so what Uncle Mel said. He said, well, your father, was an interesting character. Or something he said like that. Yeah. And that jolt, it was like a... And I had to step out because I got angry.
And Mama said, what is it? What is it? I said, she was like, is it? Uncle Mel was looking like, what's going on? She was like, is she thinking about her dad? I said, She's thinking about my dad.
Wow.
What? She said, what? Your dad. And that's when she looked concerned. My wife has that sixth sense. She is the one. When I used to lie to her, she knew it and she picked up every time. When our kids lie, she's the lie detector. She was like, I noticed something. She say, pay attention. Body language, all this. We have, trust me, she has this gift. And we use it to our advantage to learn and understand. Listen to my wife, she don't miss. Because everything he's saying, my wife already said before we talked to him. Listen, she called me lying and cheating. You don't think she don't? Well, that's why my cheating days long gone. She called me, so you know what? You got me. You got me. There ain't no reason even. And our kids, they get caught too. And I try to tell people, there's certain people that have certain gifts. They got it. I don't see a me in my family.
I got you.
None of the men that they picked are like me. So why did y'all raise me to be a gentleman? Why did y'all raise me to be like that?
And then present you.
Yeah, and I've had all kinds of trouble with women because of that. Now some of it's my fault too. So it's my fault.
Right.
But I'm saying that my type is not to come from that family and then to be, they not to exhibit that. Yeah. It's strange to me.
She felt good.
She told my wife, I feel so much better.
I bet that's the most ignorant niggas living in this house over here.
On the corner.
I assumed that he had mental issues.
Right.
I assumed it. And I was looking at the evidence.
Right.
I'm looking at what he doing. Okay. What he must be going through in his mind to do that. And so I put myself in his shoes. Man, if I couldn't get a job, and when I say couldn't get one, I could get any job out there. But it don't take but 60 days, all my money gone. 30 days, all my money gone. Juvenile court.
So he's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
You know what? I want to say that, but it's almost like that, but
bipolar.
He was fine. Not bipolar. Because if he said couldn't go out, I didn't go. Oh, you can't wear that? I didn't wear it.
Maybe he did have some mental issues.
And that's the point of trying to learn about.
But I don't know that.
So I can gather things. I'm pretty intelligent. I can look at it and go, okay, if this is a consistent pattern of this, we have this information in this era where we can kind of understand people from different eras. So many people in this family have done drugs and alcohol. I've never done it, but yet they get sober for a while, or they get sober, and it's like, what's nice sober now? They doing good. They get more praise than I do for never trying it.
Yeah.
I see this on social media all the time. Oh, I'm 2 years sober. Oh, yeah, congratulations, everybody. But the person that never tried it, it's like, well, you're not supposed to do it. And it's like, what?
Well, it's like
I should be getting more praise for never indulging.
You need a doctor and those that don't.
I don't know if this is even true. He's not necessarily
She's saying he's not a religious man.
He's not a full-on religious man.
No, we went to church from time to time, but we didn't go all the time.
I told Richard, my dad is he wasn't a religious man at all. From what I've seen, my daddy and your dad is like, your dad got a cup in his hand or a cup or a can. He got a little vest, jacket, something on with a hat on. They chilling, just talking, right? That's the energy that I get. And
oh my gosh.
What?
That Creek Brothers vest and probably that Confederate hat.
Like
they wore a black leather Confederate hat and wore it proudly. Because it was like, why is a black man wearing a Confederate flag hat? It was black leather, but it had the Confederate thing in the middle of it.
Ooh.
Damn, baby, you really don't miss, do you? When you're talking about somebody, you don't wait till they leave. I didn't even have to let you know I had talked to Bo. That I talked to the Hardys. Or I talked to Terry. I didn't have to let you know. I let you know because that's who I am. I'm transparent.
How did you think it made you feel? And then I want to know how you think that makes me feel.
It didn't really make me feel anything because during the whole during the whole thing of us having all these discussions with everybody, I haven't had any feelings towards none of this. Anytime you're talking to somebody that know your parents, they may know them in a different way than you know them. So I was trying to find out that. Normally, I'm always looking at it from somebody else's standpoint. The reason why I wasn't thinking about you per se is because I didn't even know this woman if it had not been for you. I don't know if I don't ask. I don't know if I don't research. Because if somebody want to know about me, they definitely can ask my wife, but my wife ain't the only person that ever knew me.
The first time that he did it, and he does it again, and the sad thing is, yes, and I still believe that. I do. And I've always didn't mean to kill himself. It wouldn't have left me and y'all. No.
If I'm asking someone about my father, and I told you I went and asked this person about my father, why do you then throw this person's personal business that you know under the bus? We're not here for that.
What we here for?
The truth. The only thing we ever care about. Honesty.
So do you think you got the truth? You're talking about a woman or a man being with this woman, or your husband at that time being with this woman.
Right.
What does the side woman have to do with anything? Obviously, when I told you your father said he was in the process of leaving your mama, seriously, bring up other women. What the hell does that have to do with what we're looking for? Other women, we don't give a crap who you were sleeping with or who he was sleeping with.
Right.
We're trying to find out what was going on, and for us to have to dig this deep, obviously something was wrong.
Right.
And you had the blueprint, but you didn't want to say anything about it. Why? Because you were the problem.
If I didn't know you, I couldn't take anything that you're saying with a grain of salt because of how people have portrayed Richard, the baby layer, don't work, never work,
Right.
live with everybody, and all this stuff.
You know you ain't got no damn, and back then you sure didn't have 7 kids in the farm.
Mama, this was a recent like he told me. He said that.
Oh my God, I you believe him, but I'm a manipulator.
Mama, why would I not believe him about something like that? That's not the first time I heard that.
10 kids?
You don't know. Some people actually are out here lying.
Well, guess what? I don't know where they are, but I guarantee you, it's not your Uncle Mel, it's not your Uncle Malcolm, it's not none of them. And they didn't talk to him.
I didn't say they talked to him. For the last time, I didn't say they talked to him.
Okay, you know that this man, how he did me, nobody talked to him.
Okay. Y'all loyalty is to the family, not to what's right. Okay? My loyalty is to what's right, not to just the family.
And it's amazing because, again, you have nothing to lose.
Nothing.
You don't even have an obligation, technically, I'll say technically,
right,
to even call me. But to hear the stuff that I've heard and have known, and to see now what you're finding out at 41, it just tickles my fancy.
Oh, I'm quite sure. I've never been like most people. Ever.
You never have.
I realize I've been having issues with a lot of female energies. And it's because their energies they coming out as one person, but inside they're different. One thing about his daddy, he refuses to use my energy. He does not want to use any energy that I have. He's going to use whatever is around, but he does not want to use people's energy to take anything from him.
Wow.
And when I say he has one of the purest of hearts, his daddy will not leave our side.
Patiently waiting.
And everywhere he go, or we go, he go.
Really?
For good and for bad, you've been the main one that kept him alive. You are the first person I've ever known of that's alive, that's haunted the dead. You've controlled the narrative more than anybody. Which is why I asked you, do you love me? You said, of course. If you love me, then no matter what I ask you, involving you, your life, my daddy, I don't need you to protect his image, your image, y'all generation. Because either way it go, this is a year of exposure, so it's going to come out anyway. Because what you say, if I go to counseling, they're going to start where? What did you say to me? They're going to start where? With your husband's death. They don't start in the middle of your life.
No,
that happened when you were 29. They're going to start childhood, because once they figure out what happened in your childhood, that's the trigger as to what could have happened in your adulthood. You get what I'm saying? So they're not going to start there. You're going to start there. You know why? Because you know more than what you said. That's the same look Bear has on her face when we catch her.
What are you talking about?
Just like you. She looked just like you because that's your baby. My mama said, well, if you don't come to my funeral, I'm going to hunt you.
Wow.
I ain't sound like you were joking, right? I thought she was joking.
Right.
And then she said it again.
After recent. And then she said again.
I said, until you get some counseling, don't shut your memories out.
Yes.
Talk about it. That's your healing process. When you talk, that's healing. My doctor told me you got to get some counseling for that. I'm about right.
So
if I can't tell you what's right, I can't tell you nothing at all.
You did exactly what Brenda did before. You did exactly what she did, which is you tried to emotionally manipulate the kids in order for you to get them to do something, to get us to do something, to make a move. When the bear called you, you began to be getting emotional about, missing them and everything.
No, sir.
Mama,
Nope.
Mama.
I'm not a person who I don't work like that. I've never in my life. I ain't smart enough to try to manipulate anybody. If not,
Mama, it is in your character.
oh, it is.
It's Mama. It's
no,
Mama.
I've been called some things.
Maybe you don't call it that.
See, you're thinking on that, but you're thinking wrong.
No, Mama.
That's the last thing. That's my grandbaby. I wasn't just calling.
I know you weren't calling to only talk to her. That's not what I'm saying.
Do you ever think that you could be wrong? Because look,
yes.
If you don't believe in God, God is my witness. I'm me.
Anybody can be manipulative. Anybody.
Well,
just like anybody can be wrong.
Oh my God.
Listen, I'm telling you, Risha do the same. That's where she get it from.
No.
Guess where she get it from? Do you really think that you've never had any character flaws?
No, you said manipulation.
That's one of them.
Who did I manipulate, Richard?
Talk to Bear. The one that is the most like you. We've told you this over and over and over. Now,
what does that have to do with anything? I'm like my mother. So what supposed to, y'all supposed to brand me or kill me? Negative trait that I didn't even know I had.
I'm gonna tell you why you don't know that you have it. Because everybody has been letting you slide since you were a kid, and you've acknowledged that.
Because God is my witness.
Mama.
Think that, and then compare me to Brenda because she knows how to do that. I'm feeling like, what do you mean? I don't even know what you're talking about.
The women in these families have been, and her family, everybody, y'all have been allowed to slide because a lot of men didn't say a lot of things. And they're not going to say a lot of things because they feel like, well, it's catty or it's beneath them or whatever the case is. It doesn't matter who does the wrong. See, that's the thing that you don't, that y'all need to fully understand.
Who is y'all?
People, the family.
What did we do to slide? Who did I get over on? That's called information. I'm not manipulating, keeping you from.
Mama, Mama, you the whole time, like you said, Uncle Chuck tried to introduce us to the kids, and you was like, no. At that time, right?
Y'all were little kids. This was after your father died. Baby.
Right, but what I'm
after, not 2, 3, 4 years later.
Mama, I understand.
After.
I know that, and guess what? Until I came to you, you didn't confirm that those kids were his. Fast forward 2024, you tried to manipulate me to go to Granny's funeral.
By asking my son how to try to manipulate my mother died.
So
why is it? No, you know what's wrong? I tell you, say that this word you're using, you and Nina use that on Brenda. Laquita is not a manipulator, and maybe in your case it'd been better if I would have died and you would have had your father. Things would have been different.
You keep talking about you. You.
What else am I now, Richard? A liar? If you didn't have the heart and compassion to know how much that would hurt your mother, why would my son be there? Because I thought you loved her.
Mama, that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. That's the manipulation.
No.
That right there. You saying if I would have had the heart and compassion, you want me to abandon my principles when I never asked y'all to abandon y'all principles.
What principles? Like Mama, going to your grandmother's funeral?
Mama, because
you don't want to be in the church.
No, let me talk. Because like I said, y'all said something about Seal when he turned over to be Muslim and he didn't go in churches no more. Y'all don't remember that?
He was Muslim, but
okay. But no. How is this any different?
I didn't agree with that.
Okay. Did y'all force him to do it?
He's not my brother. He's not my son.
But the point is, I'm making you respect somebody's. You respect somebody's decision, just like y'all are religious. Do I force y'all out of religion? Because I'm not religious. Do I try to force y'all out of religion?
I hadn't forced you.
And where was the funeral taking place?
At the church. And what was it going to do to you?
See,
did you think about me? No, Richard. Because my mother died.
Mama, you still talking about... You act like Granny wasn't my grandmother. You act like she wasn't somebody to all of us.
You gonna tell me that?
And you had the nerve to say, which I thought you were joking, but after you said it the second time, I realized you were serious, that if I don't come to your funeral, you're gonna haunt me. See, the thing
I don't believe in haunting. That hurt. Yeah, but
Mama.
God. Just saying. You okay? But you won't. I die, and then I die. Think about it, and you won't be there. I won't know it anyway.
It matters more so what we do in life than whose funeral we show up or showing up for death.
Richard, I don't say anything about anybody else, and if you can make a comparison with your grandmother.
So you think that I should have made an exception, even though I didn't do one for Reese, or who else passed after that?
Reese, okay, who's close to you? Reese, Loretta Swain Jones.
But it's the fact...
nice for my son to maybe walk me and support me, and us be together, love. And then I didn't even hear from you for I don't know how long. I'm sorry.
Well, I understand that, but
mother.
That's
no, you don't. You know, because
oh my God! See this?
Have a mother.
I don't have a father. You really are acting.
You were 5. You were 5 years old, son.
You keep talking about you. Everything I'm talking about is us as a whole, as a unit, as a community, a generation, generations. I don't care about one person. One person is one person. This is bigger. This family is not built on one person. One person does not make a family. I never wanted to be an adult because I used to see adults come home from work and I seen the look on their face.
Oh, yeah.
And when you know it be in the summertime when y'all your cousins over and it's the summer and y'all ain't gotta go to school, y'all hanging out, watching TV, you doing this, doing that, and your parents get up and go to work, you be like, all right, don't tear my house up, don't do this.
Yep.
I remember those days, so I never wanted to be a grown up. So when certain things were said, and I was a child, I was like, this grown folk business. I'm stay out of it. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm play the game, do this, do that.
Yeah.
And I think you just grow and you learn. I never thought I would be having this conversation, honestly, because I thought I was done with it.
Right.
But it wasn't done with me.
No, it wasn't.
And so if my daddy is in any form, in any way, because I always had questions about it. But I just ran with whatever they gave me. Yeah. Like, oh, well, if they said that, why would they lie about it? Well, that ain't nothing to lie about, right?
Right.
But it is something to lie about it if there's more at play.
Exactly.
If there's more. Exactly. So I can definitely understand that.
Exactly. I mean, I don't like confusion.
Me either.
That. And
I don't like confusion.
Our children, she wants our children with her more than she wants her other grandkids.
Because we got the good kids. That's what they say. What I'm talking about is the mental psyche of our community, of our family. I'm talking about healing. I'm talking about understanding. I'm talking about communication. If communication is a problem, stop inviting me to shit. I have zero reason to have an ego. My thing is about problem solving, communication. Because if we don't do that, we can't get to the healing stage. I know how important our nieces and our nephews are and what that means, and continuing the generation, showing them a proper role models and what it looks like for have a great black family that's not toxic and all this. I say the same thing to Nene Mama that I say to y'all and get the same pushback. Instead, because no one, like Risha said, everybody don't want to change. Was your mother aware of this? That your father had outside children?
She knew it.
Okay. Did she ever tell you?
No. It wasn't for me to know, I guess.
See, that's the problem with y'all generation. No disrespect.
With their generation, they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know.
Listen to what you're saying. That was your brother through your father, right?
Yes.
Your father had died before your mother, right?
Yes.
Your mother never at any point while he was alive or after he was deceased, your mother never told you, and you're saying you didn't know until you seen him at the funeral, right?
I saw him at the funeral.
You're saying that if she didn't want you to know, that was fine.
Yeah, I don't care.
He didn't mind working,
Yeah,
but he couldn't collect no money because he would work and get a paycheck for $15-$20 because they take all his child support money. He could only hustle.
Right.
And so he worked on cars on the side.
That I know.
That's what he did, and that's why he did it, because that's the only way he was gonna ever collect even enough money to buy gas.
You watched me go through this whole child support thing. You knew Daddy was on child support too. You didn't say anything.
When he got out of the Navy, as soon as he got out the Navy, we went to court.
Mm-hmm. I know. You told me that.
On it, he was supposed to be paying. Your daddy never started paying child support.
So what I'm saying,
the child wasn't yours.
That's not the point. Because I got put on child support for Raphael too, and the child is mine. Everybody always talk about how great of a person I am now. Oh man, stuff. I remember you told me this 15 years ago. I'm like, damn, I said it. They were like, yeah, and I remembered it. I'm like, man, I'm so glad I was doing what was right because somebody was always watching me.
Right.
Because it was different when we weren't as conscious, we weren't as changed.
Exactly.
Then you mamas there. It's kind of like y'all all doing the same thing. It's just like if you drink and everybody else drinking, y'all drinking together, right?
Right.
But once you get sober, you're not finna go hang out with them while they drinking.
No.
That defeats the purpose of your change.
It does.
And I try to get that to Risha to understand, but she looks at it like our family had problems. You are the next in line for mama. After Granny has gone, mama takes that spot as the matriarch. I already see Risha wants that spot. And she can have it.
But let me tell you something about
she can have it.
Your kids, not me and my brother, not the two older ones, because our dad took us. And we ended up here.
Influence.
Oh.
The other ones, the other 5, and their kids, they saw this.
That's what they saw.
They saw you drink. They saw you do things in front of them that you shouldn't have been doing in front of them.
Right.
You want to be the matriarch. You're not matriarch material.
See?
You're not matriarch material. That's not a position that you earn it. You earn it.
Not one did she ever mention while she was over there that she ever had any other man. Even when she said about her at the club dancing, she didn't say that, but we said that she said to us, she never said she was dancing with another man.
Yeah.
Sometimes homegirls dance with each other.
Yeah.
She never said. She always kept it. I only was here with him and your stepdaddy.
Yeah.
And now you must think I'm a damn fool. I don't care who you with. You're a grown woman.
That's right.
But don't try to make yourself look pure.
Exactly.
Like, well, he was out there doing... Because, see, my wife was doing that, too.
Right.
She was doing that, and she had the cop to her. You know what? I had everybody thinking you was the only one that cheated. So for years and years, people thought I was the only one that did wrong. So they make me look like I'm out here doing her wrong, and then they was like, oh, man, I didn't know she did that. You didn't... I was telling you, and you didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I also kept up my persona because I didn't want to look bad.
You claim she was going to do that to little Cynthia Hunt because she wasn't giving me up. So go ahead.
Oh my! Well, history of and that's why we talk to everybody because
by now you have to realize your mama has always painted a purity picture of herself.
Which is sometimes we sit around. He's not going somewhere. He's been somewhere in a couple of days, maybe that week. We watch TV and stuff, and I could tell he get antsy. I knew. You know what I would tell him?
What?
I said, go out. I said, because you're antsy, I can tell. And he would say, you don't mind? Because I knew him. That's sitting still.
A full-time job, multiple vehicles, multiple women, but he had time to keep up with every little facet of who you were talking to or what you were doing.
Trying to do, and that's it. How do you do all that? I said, I know you. You don't want anybody to think, oh, Richard lost his wife. He lost his kids.
But he was already catting around.
Yeah, no, I know that, but that didn't mean nothing. But he had Quita. And he knew that everybody that came in contact with Quita, looking at Quita, and he looking at them, looking at his wife, it was, you don't look, that's my wife. My wife. Introduce this is my wife. He didn't give you my name.
He didn't introduce you as Laquita?
Nope.
This is Laquita.
And I would say, my name is Laquita.
When he walks through the door, like any door he walks through, everybody is enamored with him. Like everybody, no matter if they haven't even met him.
Right.
It's like they're looking at him. They're enamored with him.
Yeah.
But she's like, okay, you don't see both of us. What about me? And it's like you're in a relationship and you're jealous of your mate.
At the end of the day, he loved that woman.
Right.
And y'all, he loved y'all. You know, because he crazy about hip this, hip that. It was but one thing that could save him and give him his sanity, and that was her. If she could have gave him his sanity, if she could have reconciled, if she could have understood what was going on.
His dad named to be kind of put out there in the mud. Oh, he did this, he did that, but nobody else is talking about what they did.
Right.
And so
it's one side.
It's
one side on him. He was
he was an outgoing person.
Right.
Everybody know Richard.
But the one
They're hardies. They know these hardies.
Mm-hmm.
And
the hardy boys.
And Richard was the ring leader.
Yeah. You can either be on the side of change, of right, or you can be on the side of resistance. And I know you told us a lot, more than I ever knew before. But everything you told us is not true.
What?
No, it's not true.
You calling me a liar?
Mama. When did Daddy break your arm?
That daddy never broke my arm. I never told you no mess like that.
No, you didn't.
I broke my arm when I was a kid.
We're not together because she was tired of being abused by your dad.
That's what she's...
He had already broken her arm. He had already... I don't think he broke her nose, but he had hit her several times.
And you believe that?
Mama.
Why did he break my...
Mama, think about it.
But you don't believe me.
No, listen. I've been believing you for... Mama, I've been believing you for 41 years.
I told you not to talk, but you don't know. You don't believe me. I'm telling you some spirit things. Because I'm not known as a liar. So I had no... He broke my arm.
Okay, all right.
He didn't break
Listen.
I'm telling you something.
Listen, okay. I didn't say he broke it.
But for him to have a girlfriend and then he decides, okay, he's gonna leave his girlfriend just to go beat his wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's a new one to me. Just talked to Chris about an hour ago, and he said he had a dream that we were all in, and Daddy and you was in.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like, what a coincidence.
It's this.
Yes. Why do you ask?
Well, you just ask him why he did what he did. About that. Did you ask her to ask him?
She's saying he keeps saying that he didn't do that.
Well, who did?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying he's saying he did.
Oh, maybe it was Tanya and Tasha.
Maybe.
You and...
He's saying I didn't kill myself.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
And his mama said at the funeral, if he didn't, give me a sign. And she got her sign.
You know what, baby?
It's just like
get all the signs.
It's just like religion. You can believe it or you cannot believe it.
Guess what? It can be wrong too.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Or you wrong somebody, the mature and righteous thing to do is to come back and ask for forgiveness and apologize.
Don't want to look at the fact that they were separated. She had her place, he had
his place.
She was living her lifestyle, he was living his.
Easter, we went over to Jerry's and Quita was there, and it was my birthday fell on that
Easter,
and we didn't stay long.
Mm-hmm.
And the little time we was there, everything came out her mouth was Richard, and she was sitting there just, and I was like, something ain't right with her. Something is not right. Something is eating at her. I mean, really eating at her. And until she admits it or tell the truth about it,
it's
going to continue to eat her up.
But that's where it's messing us up because she is keeping that curse above us.
Yeah.
He's safe as far as his livelihood.
Yeah,
Right.
tragedies and things
But
of that nature.
he's when it comes to financial, he won't be able to have any financial gain because the curse is still on him. Although they let him, the curse allow him to live.
Right.
He still has this issue above him because it's not solved. That door is still open. That's how he's able to speak and go back.
You know, they trying to put in your mind and y'all mind that he was abusive, that he was a bad man.
Right.
Richard saw some people that we went to school with had got put out. They didn't have nowhere to go. It was raining. He was headed to the club. He stopped and paid for them a motel room up there in Millington so that they could get out the rain. Now, a bad person or a person that's real abusive and suicidal, not suicidal, but abusive and
suicidal too.
A bad person, they ain't gonna stop it.
No, and how I know that that's true, because my mama would say this is a saying she had. She's like, you just like your daddy. And I was like, in what way? You always thinking about other people.
Wow.
You always think about other people. She said we would be somewhere like somebody have a flat on the side of the road, your daddy would stop and help them with their flat. Wow. And I say, Richard, why you gotta help everybody? Right? Wow. She used to say the same thing to me.
And I say the same thing to him.
So it runs in the family. Yeah. The old generation stayed too long. The new generation leave too early. Because there is a middle ground. I'm not asking to know everybody dirt. I understand generations. I always tell people, things were normalized at one time that are no longer. And things are normalized in this generation that won't be normalized in 40 years. I get it. You're not talking to somebody that's ignorant. I study it. What I'm saying is, if the more we communicate with each other effectively, we learn more about each other, and then at that point, we can help the next generation not make so many mistakes. But if you scared that everybody gonna look at you sideways because you used to be this and you used to do that, and it's like, but that was 35, 40, 50 years ago. You don't still do that, do you? No, I've been stopped it. Okay, cool. This is the reason why a lot of the younger generation doesn't listen to the older generation. The younger generation assumes, because you old, you ain't never been through nothing. They don't see you as a young person anymore. They see you as the older person you are. So they don't know that you really been out there in the streets. You really used to do that. You've done all those things that you're trying to keep them away from. If you're not going to be honest about what you did before them, when you were their age, they're going to assume that you really didn't go through it. So they'll think you can't identify with them. You'll have murderers in jail, right? They in jail for murder. They actually did the murder. They talk about they did the murder. I'm in here because I killed 2 niggas, bang, yeah. A rapist will come in there, a child rapist, and they'll beat him up. Oh, you like to harm little kids. Nigga, you killed somebody. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing as a society. We're looking at someone else, like Risha said.
We didn't know no trauma. We grew up a very healthy lifestyle. Like, yes, there was trauma and issues in our family, just like in every family. But as compared to a lot of families just around the world. So I understand you trying to break generational curses and this, that, and other. But if I'm saying, hey, y'all, I'm having Mother's Day, your wife is a mother. Even though she don't get along with her mother, she had a mother. Right. You have a mother. You get along with your mom. You love your mama.
You're comparing our family as a unit. You're comparing them to the worst of black people. That's not a flex. I would have loved for this to be talked about 20 years ago, honestly. If I die tomorrow, I don't expect everybody to only sing good praises about me, right? I'm not saying they got to get up there and say every guy I've been with or any arguments or fights I've been in. When they tell my kids about me, I would hope they tell the whole damn truth.
You don't have to dig up all the...
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well...
Things children should know.
Okay.
Or that may never come your way again.
I don't know why it's my responsibility to do it, but it is. So if somebody's feelings got to be hurt and everybody and a couple people got to be mad at me for the next few years or a lifetime even, I'm willing to do that if it's going to potentially make our lives better collectively and if it's going to prevent this curse from jumping on to the next generation. Duke used to come up to me all the time. I remember he used to say this, say that, and I be telling folks this and that. You're using my teachings, my philosophies to help somebody else because I helped you. It's never about me, and it never will be about me. It's always about the greater good and always about the bigger picture.
your baby, BBW.
King Richard is the god of rap.
Nobody care about the kids, not even their mammy, not at all. Nobody care about the kids, show not their pappy, let them fall. Nobody care about the kids, not even their mammy, not at all. Nobody care about the kids, show not their pappy, let them fall. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. This kinda lit, low key, yeah. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. This kinda lit, low key, yeah.
Your kids' mentality is kinda ruthless. Already knew what's right from wrong. When they were toothless, you should've spanked them on their tails and let them know who you is. Oh no, they couldn't be my kids. Ryu Hadouken. You got us fighting with your youngin' like it's streets of rage. But using bare knuckles won't help us throw them in the cage. We never warrant the violence, so we don't care the age. And if you don't fix the problem, we helping digging graves. Root of the problem, yeah. Only the parent can solve it, yeah, yeah. Created a monster, yeah. And now nobody can stop it, yeah, yeah. See, they not the problem, yeah. See, you the parent had options, yeah, yeah. They follow their leader and do what you do, so they follow your pattern. It's true that it's you.
Nobody care about the kids, not even their mammy, not at all. Nobody care about the kids, show not their pappy, let them fall. Nobody care about the kids, not even their mammy, not at all. Nobody care about the kids, show not their pappy, let them fall. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. This kinda lit, low key, yeah. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. You don't care, you don't care, you don't care. This kinda lit, low key, yeah.
Draped in the darkness, so when we started, we got the shadow feeling in our veins. Dirty apartments, judicial targets, limited, so we just lean on the cane. Flexing but starving, more than the artist. Literally, and we dress up the pain. Back-to-back charges, think like the farted. Our attitude, but ain't switching our brain. Sexual healing, replacing therapy sessions and leading to babies. Low value on education, but every new trend, we follow it daily. Financially, we've been stationed, same place we were, when free by the nation. Role models have become faces. Used to be home, now the streets just racing. Demonic spirits. Ain't about religion, cause that ain't working too well. Teens go missing. Somebody know it, but we so proud that I tell. Calling it snitching. For cleaning the hood, we under the deepest of spells. No place for the children. So they with grown-ups, time to admit that we fail. No, they don't like it when I blow they high, but I bring them back right down to the surface. Rap about women and vibes, kilos of crack. No, for that ain't my purpose. Government won't let us rise. Used to be that, now it's just us who we hurt. Living in cycles and fried, them are just facts. It ain't about being perfect. Attention is lacking on parenting. All this sex trafficking happening, careless lifestyle. Break up the package and reason they wow. And dummies like mannequins living denial. You raising savages, error no trial. Time to stop panicking, failing your child. Eternally damaging, season is now. Like changing in Saturn's, wow.
Perfect.